I just felt like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's, using what he got to shield him.
So when people, what I got from that is he's a hater. You don't know me as a person. Let's say you don't like me. Like, you don't know me.
Boxing is strictly for a check now. It's just all about getting a check. They're going to be fake fighting. They're going to probably fake fight 12 rounds.
Terence Crawford criticized Gervonta Davis in a live interview after new claims of fight rigging. Crawford said he doesn't like Davis and believes that Davis hides behind his power and fame. He also said Davis uses his influence to stay on top, and even suggested that Davis might be fixing fights and changing decisions to keep his place in boxing.
Tank said I was a meat lover. He came in, he was like, "Oh, this guy, you a meat lover."
But Tank would never even think about hesitating to come up to 154.
All right, what about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. If Tank get to pick his opponent, he would do it. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Y'all was doing the back and forth. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens, or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. I don't like.
Just not your cup of tea. That's just not your.
Yeah, I don't like nothing about him. I don't like nothing about him. I just felt like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's, using what he got to shield him. Like, he got a lot of security guards around him, and he know, he in the limelight and stuff like that. But in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
I respect him as a fighter.
Yeah.
He definitely got skills. He got power. He got tremendous boxing ability.
Terence Crawford made fun of Gervonta. Davis questioned if he's a real fighter. He said that if Davis really wants to be great, he should step up and fight him. Crawford's words suggest that Davis avoids tough opponents to keep his record safe.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great, he can be like all the other fighters that's moving up 2 weight classes and daring to be great.
You would fight him.
Man, tell him to come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin.
Famous boxer Terence Crawford showed his anger on social media, saying they robbed that boy and called it crazy.
He said I got
his
a
reaction
glass chin.
added to the big controversy around the fight's result. Many fans and experts agree with Crawford, saying Lamont Roach Jr. should have won, but the judges gave the win to Gervonta Davis, even though the fight had many questionable moments. This has started more talks about possible corruption in boxing and how big-name fighters get special treatment. Crawford's words show how frustrated people are with the sport and how unfairly they think Roach was treated. In response, Gervonta Davis called Crawford a hater. He asked how Crawford could say such things without even knowing him personally. Davis said he was upset by the comments and felt they were unfair. He also said people often judge him without really knowing who he is, which has made the tension between the two fighters even stronger. The result of the Lamont Roach versus Gervonta Davis fight has caused a lot of controversy. Many fans are very upset and say boxing doesn't feel like a real sport anymore. Some believe that big fights, especially ones with famous boxers like Davis, are rigged and the winners are decided before the fight even starts. Critics say the whole 12-round match was fixed, and Davis already knew he would win. Because of this, fans are losing trust in boxing and are questioning if the sport is still fair.
See, this is why I just don't watch boxing anymore, because Lamont Roach versus Gervonta Davis. Are we being so fucking serious right now? Boxing is strictly for a check now. It's just all about getting a check. They're going to be fake fighting. They're going to probably fake fight 12 rounds so they get the max amount of money. Gervonta Davis said he was going to retire after this so he could get...
Okay, now it's the Jig's turn to talk. Let's talk about it. Is Gervonta Davis fighting Roach, or is Roach fighting Tank for a check? Absolutely, I'll give it to him. He's not going to win this fight. Fuck it. And as much as guys seem like I hate Tank, which I really don't, you would think I would agree with her on some aspects of her argument or point, statement, whatever the fuck you want to call this bullshit. They're going to fake fight for 12 to maximize the payout? No, these guys don't get paid by the hour. Let's be blunt. Let's be honest. Let's get strictly to the point. Gervonta Tank Davis, there's nothing fake about his victims. I'm going to call them victims instead of opponents. I think that's more suitable. And we get it. His resume is absolute ass. His resume is shit. We get that. And this is the thing about Tank. Bombs are going
One big criticism of Gervonta Davis is that he avoids fighting top-level opponents who could really challenge him. Many people say Davis picks his fights carefully, only choosing opponents he knows he can beat. This is clear in how he hasn't given Ryan Garcia a rematch and seems to avoid a possible fight with Terence Crawford. Critics believe Davis is protecting his undefeated record instead of proving himself against the best fighters in the sport.
Gervonta Tank Davis has finally established himself as the biggest duck in boxing. There's always been a debate, we throw Brian Norman in there, we throw Canelo in there, then we got Tank, we have the top 3 pound-for-pound ducks. Tank has went head and shoulders above everybody else. He's become the undisputed pound-for-pound #1 duck in boxing. Yesterday, he had his press conference with Lamont Roach. He spoke about Shakur Stevenson. Let's take a look at it. So someone asked him about a Shakur fight. He immediately dismissed it. He said, and I quote, "For what? What has Shakur done? What has he done in the sport? He hasn't done nothing. Keyshawn Davis is looking way better than him, and Keyshawn hasn't even done nothing. I'm afraid of what? For us fighters to be afraid of someone, it has to be someone who's hitting us and hurting us. He doesn't have no offense. Everything is defense. Defense only wins in basketball and football. That shit don't win in boxing." So this is a clear, obvious duck. The whole, what did you win, whatever. Shakur has won way more than Tank has won in his career. He's a 3-division unified champion, and he's actually fighting in his 3rd division where Tank isn't. And like I said, he's a unified champion. He's a silver medalist, so he's accomplished objectively more than Tank. Let me just get this right. You're not afraid of Shakur because he can't hurt you, he can't punch, and he's only defense. But you're not going to fight him. So if Shakur can't hurt you, if Shakur stands no chance, he hasn't done anything, he's some type of bum, but he's one of the biggest money fights you can take, why not just knock him out? Just make it look easy, since he's such a bum, since he hasn't done anything and he can't hurt you. Just go in there, knock him out. The same way you made this Lamont Roach fight happen so
Terence
quickly,
Crawford was very upset about the referee's decision in the Davis versus Roach fight. He went on Twitter and said, "I've never seen someone take a knee and not get counted for a knockdown. Must have forgotten the rules tonight." His comment shows how shocked many fans are about how the fight was handled. This has made more people think the match might have been rigged. Not calling Davis's knee a knockdown surprised the whole boxing world. Usually, taking a knee is always seen as a knockdown in boxing, but Davis was treated differently. Many fans believe Davis's fame and power helped him get around the normal rules. People are now calling for better referees and more fairness in big fights. If these kinds of decisions keep happening, boxing could lose its reputation as a fair sport.
Never in my life have I seen a boxer take a knee mid-round and the referee acts like it didn't even happen. And Tank's excuse was, oh, I got grease in my eye. It does not matter. You took a voluntary knee. That should be a 10-8 round. And again, the referee just acts like it was no big deal. And you probably had grease in your eye because Lamont Roach Jr. knocked the grease in your eye. Boxing is a beautiful sport. I love boxing. I have been watching boxing since before I could even talk. But it is the most corrupt sport in the world, and there truly is not a
Davis tried to explain why he took a knee by saying he had grease in his eyes and couldn't see properly. But boxing experts didn't accept this excuse. They said if Davis had a problem, he should have told the referee before the round began. Instead, he took a knee during the round, which goes against the rules. Experts pointed out that in a professional fight, a boxer can't just do whatever they want. There are rules that must be followed.
Things, and I think a lot of people can relate to my story. I feel so. That's why
rounds, and before the action begins, so the clock hasn't started, the punches aren't being exchanged, and he goes, referee, I have a problem, and takes a knee in that moment. The referee can address it. Well, the round hasn't started. What's going on with you? You know, you've had your minute. What's going on? Bit of grease has gone into my eye, referee. I can't see. Okay, hold it. Get in. Clean his eye. Boom. Sound. Everything good. You can't do that mid-round. If you do that mid-round, especially after Roach has just landed a jab, for all we know, what if one of his knuckles just went straight into the eye? It was only a daft range-finding jab, but what if the knuckle or the thumb went into Gervonta Davis's eye? Maybe it pushed that little innocuous jab. Maybe it pushed the eyelashes under his eyelid so he couldn't see. He was blurred in that eye. Maybe in that second he couldn't open his eye. He panics, he takes a knee, runs to the corner, can't see out my eye. They get a towel, stroke it back. You can't do that. I'm sorry, this is a fight. You can't do that. You can't clean, without the referee saying, come in and clean his eye. You can't clean his eye without the referee stopping the fight.
It's still unclear if Gervonta Davis will agree to fight Lamont Roach Jr.
Initial instincts were dead right.
Again.
He should have said, what
Many people think Davis is avoiding tough fights, which is why the rematch hasn't been confirmed. Just like he hasn't given Ryan Garcia a rematch, there's growing belief that Davis may never fight Roach again.
I have to take a point off, and in that moment, Steve Willis had to take. I'm sorry, mate. I don't give a fuck whose show it is. Come with me. Stay there. Point off. Point off. Point off.
Even after the controversy, Gervonta Davis didn't take the backlash seriously. In a post-fight
we will never see that fight happening. It just will not happen. Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't like hard fights. It's that simple. We've seen it over and over. He fought a Ryan Garcia drained. He fought a very inexperienced Rolly Romero. He will not fight Devin Haney. He will not fight Shakur. He will not fight Pitbull Cruz again. He will not fight Lamont Roach again. He will not fight Tefimo. He will not fight he will not fight those guys. That's just not who Tank is.
Which made them believe he gets special treatment in big fights.
Good night for the sport. Didn't get what the decision I want, but we didn't get a loss either. So I felt like I won it, the last couple rounds. So it's cool. Lamont is a great fighter. Hopefully I could get that rematch because I know what I can do in a fight. But it's cool.
Any questions?
Okay. Tank, is KG with Fight Hype. I wanted to ask Tank, when the decision was read, the way that you reacted, it looked like you was upset. You slammed your gloves on the canvas. What was going through your mind when you heard the decision?
I didn't slam my glove on the canvas.
Okay, maybe I mistook from my vantage point, so that's my mistake. But what was going through your mind when you heard the decision?
Also spoke about the controversy, saying that Davis's knee should have been counted as a knockdown. Garcia pointed out that in boxing, taking a knee is a clear rule violation, and there was no reason for the referee to ignore it.
I was lost in I lost track in the rounds. That's why we need.
The knockdown with Tank.
That was a knockdown, without a doubt. You can't spin it no other way. It's too clear. And I think the commission needs to do something about it because it can give me an incentive, anytime I'm not
featherweight champion Shakur Stevenson also shared his opinion, saying that Lamont Roach Jr. had more control during the fight. Stevenson praised Roach's strategy and skills in the ring, which helped him dominate several rounds.
Like if that changes the whole fight, if that gives Roach a victory, give him the victory. That's how you keep the integrity of the sport, right? That's why they suspended me, right, to keep the integrity of sport. So I feel like if you're going to do it to me, you got to do it every.
They were trying to go off of what happened in the past, and that was the wrong answer.
Lamont acting like he
was in front of this guy, so it was this, but styles make fights. And I know that Tank is shorter. He's fast, but Lamont got good defense. And I just knew exactly how that fight was going to go. I told everybody that Lamont was going to be the one pushing forward. Tank was going to be the boxer. And it literally looked exactly how I thought it was going to look.
How did you see the actual fight? Like, let's break it down. Because you was ringside. You sat. I saw you on Twitter. They showed the videos of you ringside. What did you see?
Well-known combat sports analyst Luke Thomas praised Lamont Roach Jr. for his performance, especially since he moved up from a lower weight class to challenge Gervonta Davis. Despite this disadvantage, Roach put on an impressive show, proving his skill and toughness.
He was more so in control. That's when he was kind of like in control of the fight for me. And when he kind of like tried to fight.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Mic drop. Roy Jones was probably my favorite. I looked up to Oscar De La Hoya as well. He was one of my
lower, moves up and gives Tank Davis his toughest fight. I thought beating him on the inside, making him miss, putting offense behind defense after making him miss, being more active. Obviously, Tank's going to have the edge in power. Tank is going to have the edge in power strikes. I think ultimately the stats spoke to that. I don't think that this was a disaster. I think it'd be strong to call it a disaster. The fight was not great up front. The fight was not great in the middle, but it was very good. Not amazing, but definitely very good down the stretch. I think we can all agree with that. The results are fair. I think they're fair. I think 115, 113 in either direction is probably okay. For Lamont Roach, his
MMA journalist Ariel Helwani shared his opinion on the
he was able to push Tank,
fight,
land
calling
on
it okay,
Tank,
but not amazing.
Make this
he pointed out that Davis taking a knee should have been counted as a knockdown, which added to the belief that the fight was rigged in Davis's favor.
What are we going to
do to make things even more controversial? Reports say that Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. had agreed on a $250,000 bet before the fight.
He didn't mention it.
The deal was that if Davis didn't knock Roach down, he would owe Roach the money.
Lamont Roach said yesterday that Tank Davis ain't paid him his $250,000 yet. Because they made a bet on camera, shook hands, $250,000 if Tank Davis would knock Lamont Roach out. Pay that man his money or double the bet in the rematch. And if he doesn't want to double the bet, Tank, pay that man his money. Can't be out here betting, bro. You was highly confident you would stop him. You didn't get the job done. If you just as confident you'll stop him in the rematch, double the bet. If you're not, pay that man his money. It's that simple for me, bro. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Should Tank Davis pay Lamont Roach or should he renege on his bet? Real ones know the right answer to that question. Let me know your comment. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. We'll see y'all soon. Peace.